Hey, this is day 7 of Slow Tea 101. So far I've been talking to you a lot about the practicalities of how to make tea, and really this is everything you need to start. But for today, I want to tell you a bit more about how to make this a daily practice and, possible next steps you can take. So, in terms of tea, so we had 6 teas, 6 days, 6 teas for now. And from today, you can start drinking all the 6 teas again. A very good order to do so is in order from lighter to darker. So you will be starting with the 2017 Wogan, 2016 Ethereal, and then the 1990 Shagwan, then the 2010 Old Trees Philosopher, and then the 1990 Shagwan, and then the Mini Cake, and then finally the 1980s Mr. Lee Shopur Brick Noble Heart. This is a good way, but if for example you're having nighttime sessions, sometimes you might want to have the darker teas at night, up to you. But the key thing I would say though is this time try to take a note, not only about what's happening in your internal experience, but also about the tea itself. Why? Because at the end of the 6, you will choose one of them and you will buy a full piece to drink. 1 or 2, but I would say get at least 1 cake or break, jincha, whatever the thing is, and you drink it through it, or at least you drink half of it, and just allow the tea to do its thing. Now, it's my hope that by now you have an idea of why we do this. And yeah, very simply, if you think this is good for you, do something about it. This is as far as I could take you. And that's everything else I can say, really. I've seen myself and hundreds of others I've taught this to having a lot of benefits. I talked about it in terms of peace, clarity that comes from this peace, and inspiration as well to create. People can talk about it in a lot of different ways. I certainly know that for me and for others, this has been a very transformational practice. That's also not a struggle to practice, but a very easy thing to start my day or do during my day. If you want, you can create a distraction-free space. By space, I mean both in terms of space, physical space. So normally I sit where you are, I'm looking out of this window. There's no other objects around. There's certainly no electronics, but also the fact that there's no other things around. And by now, when people come in this room, they immediately say, oh, this feels very calm in here. And this is how I have my days. And it's like a superpower. I feel so much clearer and able to deal with life. Can also be space, not in physical, but a sense of a reserved time. So this time is the time for myself. I'm going to use tea to, help focus. You can do this with your friends and loved ones as well. I found that having tea with friends, again, ideally there's no phones around, it really can get you into a different friends and loved ones family. It can get you into a sort of space that you normally do not access, where you're not rushing to talk and there's less conflict and things are a little bit easier. So this tea ceremony or tea session or slow tea practice, however you want to call it doesn't matter. It really can adapt to your life. You cannot do it for the first time and for the first thing in the day. Well, perhaps you do it later on. Really, there's no right or wrong way. And it's really not about being able to do something. It's not about being able to brew tea in a certain way or even know what something is. It's much more about the process. The process is the process of focusing on something that's not yourself. It's what is doing the magic. Well, that's everything I want to tell you in this course. I really hope you can get the same peace, clarity, inspiration, or however you want to talk about it that me, hundreds of people that I've taught it to, thousands that I know have got.